So if you saw my last video, we talked about shooting 35mm and how sometimes it can be a little bit of a burden to shoot an entire roll all in one sitting. However, if you did not see it, you can check it out right up here. Now, after making that video, we went to McKay's, my local thrift shop, and we picked up a new Polaroid because I love Polaroids. It's super cheap. This guy cost me all of $14, which is super awesome, and it limits my shots. There's only 8 in a pack, which I really like. But of course, after doing all of that, I went and spent another $100 in film for it. So in honor of one of the coolest cameras in the world, in my opinion, I wanted to show you how I go about digitizing my Polaroids for like social media in the most efficient way I can possibly think to do it. I'm going to show you a little trick, and I'm going to show you a piece of gear that is super awesome. Now, if neither one of these things are big issues for you, you don't really mind the Newton rings, you don't see them very much, or if you don't mind going through the process of straightening your Polaroids in post, then I would say continue doing what you're doing. Don't spend the money. Now, if you're like me though, and you like the idea of having a lot of the work up front done for you, and you don't mind spending a little bit for it, I'll tell you the price in just a second, but this little adapter does a lot because it keeps them off the glass, like I said, and it also keeps them straight. Now let me show you what this means when I actually put it into my scanner. So now that you can see over here that we're running through the process of actually scanning, all I've done so far is attach my Polaroids to the scan adapter, laid the scan adapter inside of the scanning bed, and then pressed preview to actually get view scan to give me a preview of the images. And herein lies why the Brooklyn Film Camera Company's V2 scanner for me is obviously worth it and should be like worth its weight in gold, because already right off the bat I can tell that I don't have Newton rings, and on top of that I can tell that all of my Polaroids in the scanner are symmetrical, they're straight, they're even. Now, there's a third piece to this why I think this is super helpful, especially with streamlining the process. So we've already gone through the first two problems and they're perfectly fine. Let me show you one last thing as far as why this thing is as awesome as it is. Okay, let me bring my example back one more time. So inside view scan, what you can actually do is select around your image to determine where your image actually is. You can do a crop inside of that, so you're not trying to scan the entire thing, you're just doing one at a time, or if you're gonna do 4 at a time, whatever your crop is, right? The reason why I like the scan adapter and keeping it aligned perfectly is that I basically can put this to the top of the scanner, this or this to the left or right of the scan bed, and then essentially from there I never have to move it. I can just put it up in the top left corner or top right corner, crop my image inside the software, and then when I go to replace these images, because maybe I've shot several or even a whole pack or something like that, every time I want to replace them, all I have to remember is push this all the way to the top and all the way to the right or the left or whatever, right? But there is a drawback, just in the essence of fairness, that I think I need to mention, because if I don't, there will be controversy all in the comment section talking about, well, you didn't mention this, so I'm going to tell you that. For one side of the drawback is the price. Now you have to think about this in the essence of photography in general, and that this is an expensive hobby. But for this product specifically, the Brooklyn Film Camera Company is charging $55 for the V2 scan adapter. Now that can be kind of expensive, and I agree, it is not the cheapest thing when you're talking about just 2 layers of plexiglass. Especially when you're saying that you could put 2 pieces of cardboard together and cut out 4 squares and basically do the same thing. And then on top of that, you have to pay for shipping, which is either $15 or $20 depending on where you're at, unless you can stop by their store in Brooklyn and actually pick it up. But on the other side, like I said, in the essence of photography in general, photography is an expensive hobby no matter what you do, and I really think that it is a great product. However, I will say one more thing. I think that the Brooklyn Film Camera Company should be looking into something that makes it a little more affordable. Instead of doing it just in plexiglass, maybe also making a plastic version, which is like a little bit cheaper for people that can't afford the $55 and can't afford the shipping on top of that. For a total of, for me, it was like $70 or $75. I think I expedited it. Inevitably, I think a second version would be really awesome as well. Now, if you're one of those people who agree with me, I hope you will go down to the link below and check out their website. They have all kinds of things that are all about film cameras. It's all about supporting local as well, so don't forget about that. That's part of the price, I'm sure, too. Film is not cheap, but like I said, their link is down below. And don't forget, while you're down there checking out their link, hopefully you will check out my social links for TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter as well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the bell notification, so you're the first to get all of the new content when it comes out as well. Do all of those things. I super appreciate it. And beyond all of that, I'm going to hit you with my typical peace out, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Go out, shoot some Polaroids, get them scanned, send them to me on socials, at me on Twitter, do all of those things. I'd love to check them out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.